The unthinkable just happened in Las Vegas, and the entire football world is in a state of absolute shock right now. A blockbuster trade sending our biggest superstar away has been dramatically cancelled at the last possible second. Maxx Crosby is officially staying a Raider, and this completely changes the trajectory of our entire franchise. If you want to stay on top of all the craziest Raiders news this off-season, make sure you smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel right now. How many times have we, as a deeply loyal fanbase, had to watch our team make a devastating mistake, only to pray for a miracle that absolutely never comes? If you bleed silver and black, you know the brutal reality. We have lived through the absolute chaos of coaches fired over leaked emails right before the playoffs, massive contracts handed to self-destructing receivers, and defensive overhauls that crashed and burned. Usually, when a blockbuster trade happens in the NFL, there is no turning back. When a superstar is shipped off, the receiving team never regrets the steal they pulled off. But somehow, in a twist nobody saw coming, the Las Vegas Raiders actually caught a massive break. Let us recap the absolute whiplash of the last few days. Sunday night, the news breaks that Maxx Crosby is traded away. Panic sets in. Free agency officially opens, and our front office starts spending serious cap space. By Tuesday night, reports leak that the Baltimore Ravens are inexplicably backing out of the monumental trade. Sitting as fans, we were completely bewildered, asking ourselves what exactly this means for the future. Free agency was happening right in the bizarre gray area between the trade being announced and ultimately voided. Well, the dust has finally settled, and the Raiders are aggressively rolling forward with Maxx Crosby. The man himself took to social media to shut down the noise. Crosby posted that everything happens for a reason, telling fans to believe nothing they hear and only half of what they see. He ended with the ultimate mic drop: "I am a Raider, and I am back." That confirmation sent absolute shockwaves of excitement through the fanbase. Multiple highly respected national insiders actively confirmed the exact same thing, reporting that the Raiders are telling other organizations to stop calling. Max is completely off the trade block. After flying out, meeting with the Ravens, and seeing the reality of leaving, something clicked. He realized his heart belongs in Las Vegas, fully recommitting to winning a Super Bowl right here. Question of the day: do you think canceling this massive trade was the ultimate turning point that officially opens our Super Bowl window, or are you secretly wishing we had taken those 2 first-round draft picks to completely rebuild? Let me know your exact thoughts down in the comments below. I am insanely hyped about this because, looking at our aggressive moves in free agency, this roster is quietly transforming into a powerhouse. I firmly believe there is a very real chance we will be competing at a high level as soon as this upcoming season. Yes, we are likely going to be rolling with a rookie quarterback, and there will naturally be some frustrating growing pains on offense because of that. However, the supporting cast being assembled around that quarterback is nothing short of phenomenal. We managed to retain every single highly impactful defensive player from last year's roster. We are talking about critical difference makers like Jeremy Chin, and now, miraculously, Maxx Crosby is back in the building. On top of keeping our elite core intact, the front office went out and acquired absolute studs like Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker. Those are 2 phenomenal linebackers making great money who completely changed the dynamic of the second level of our defense. The upgrades do not stop on defense. The offensive turnaround could be monumental. We are bringing in a head coach fresh off a Super Bowl victory, a guy whose offensive system absolutely dominated last year. Just leaping from a bottom 5 unit to a middle-of-the-pack offense will result in drastically more wins. Furthermore, look at the brilliant offensive line reinforcements. Signing an elite talent like Tyler Linderbaum to anchor center is a total game-changer. That move allows Jackson Powers Johnson to naturally slide over to guard, immediately solidifying the interior. If Delmar Glaze earns the starting right tackle spot, he brings tough starting experience. If he struggles, we have the luxury of using a dominant tight end like Michael Mayer to chip and protect. Surrounding the quarterback, the weaponry is absolutely loaded. Brock Bowers is a generational talent. We have blazing fast guys like Trey Tucker and a highly promising receiver in Jalen Nailor, both of whom have their best football miles ahead of them. The running back room is also primed for a massive upgrade. Whether we land a powerful draft prospect like Ashton Jeanty or scoop up a dynamic free agent like Keaton Mitchell or Rackett White, the offensive arsenal is going to be incredibly dangerous. John Spytek and the front office are executing a flawless vision right now. However, we do need to address the elephant in the room regarding why the trade was voided in the first place. Prominent medical experts have openly speculated about the severe condition of Maxx Crosby's knee. He is turning 29 soon, coming off a major meniscus repair, and likely battling moderate arthritis. Medical professionals point out that there is always a significant risk that a complex meniscus repair does not heal perfectly, and the joint degradation will only worsen over the next few years. That medical reality likely caused massive buyer's remorse in Baltimore. The Ravens realized they were about to surrender 2 highly valuable first-round picks and pay $30 million for a player who might not be physically 100%. Interestingly enough, Ravens general manager Eric DeCosta gave a completely bizarre press conference, strangely attempting to connect losing Tyler Linderbaum to the Raiders in free agency to their sudden desire to pair Trey Hendrickson and Maxx Crosby together. The logic made absolutely no sense, leading many to believe the Ravens were simply bitter about Las Vegas stealing their star center. Speaking of new additions, the defensive line rotation is now incredibly crowded and fiercely competitive. Before the trade was magically rescinded, the Raiders signed Kwity Paye to a hefty contract and quickly brought back Malcolm Kuntz on an $11 million deal. Now that Crosby is locked in on one side, a massive training camp battle is brewing for the opposite edge. Kwity Paye is an incredibly stout, elite run defender, but he genuinely lacks the explosive, bendy athleticism required to be a premier pass rusher. On the flip side, a fully healthy Malcolm Kuntz is a terrifying pass-rushing specialist who completely disrupts the pocket. Factor in the raw, imposing strength of Tyree Wilson and the highly impressive developmental flashes from Charles Snowden, and defensive line coach Robbie Leonard has a brilliant, albeit complicated, puzzle to solve. Having an abundance of highly versatile, deeply motivated pass rushers is the best possible problem a football team can have. Ultimately, this entire wild saga has injected a massive wave of hope straight into this franchise. Maxx Crosby is the undeniable heartbeat of the Las Vegas Raiders. He is relentlessly motivated, wildly passionate, and fiercely loyal to the silver and black. With a revamped roster, a highly aggressive defense, and our absolute best player firmly back where he belongs, this upcoming season is going to be an unforgettable ride.